Hey everyone, I have another app I want to share. This one's called Sensory Heaven. The agenda will be this. We have 3 items. The first one will be kind of the inspiration behind the app. The second thing will be the audience I'm trying to target. And third, I'll do a walkthrough as if I'm a user to the app, just to kind of show you what features are available. Now, the title is called Sensory Heaven because I guess let me back up with the driver. What motivated this was for people who are neurodivergent, when they go into public spaces, most of the time the spaces are not made with them in mind. And so when they go out, they might describe it as sensory hell because the sensory stimulation can be very overwhelming. And so what is sensory friendly? Well, sensory friendly, I'm sure you can Google and they'll have some like clinical definition, but what I mean by sensory friendly in the scope of this app is that there are public spaces that are designed to accommodate with individuals who experience sensory sensitivities. So what does sensory sensitivities mean? Well, it's basically how your nervous system interprets the world around you. And so with most people, your barometer is tuned to where it can bear a lot. So let's say, for example, you're at some crowded place, you're with your friend and you're talking to them, you're able to effortlessly focus just on what they're talking about and just magically have everyone around you be filtered out. But there are some people with sensory sensitivities who cannot do that, where almost everyone's voice are competing for the voice of the person that's trying to talk to you. That's an example. Or another sensitivity can be in the form of like vision. So maybe like some industrial place such as like Walmart, all the like big lights and all the signs and colors can be very overwhelming because their nervous system, their barometer is, the threshold is lower. So anything that's not like natural, neutral color tone can push them over the edge. So yeah, it's not just visual and auditory. It can also be, I mean, you have other senses as well, right? Like the smell, vestibular, things like that. And so, yeah, if you didn't know, sensory sensitivities is just how other people might have different nervous system like configuration than you. Now I thought, okay, that is my initial motivator for this app, which most people who are sensitive describe their surroundings as sensory hell. So I'm thinking, well, my goodness, they're in public and there's got to be some spaces that are not hell-ish, that are tolerable. And so instead of like going to Google Maps and picking like restaurants or cafes and then looking through each one, that takes a lot of time because then you click into it, you see pictures, you read reviews, and then you click back and you do that. Well, there are just so many options. What if that research at the very first phase can be done for you? And that's kind of what this app kind of solves. Now, I think the scope can be expanded to people who are not only like, not, oh, hold on. It can be expanded to people who are not neurodivergent, because sensory sensitivity, while it's very common amongst neurodivergents, it can also be with other populations as well. And so, yeah, if you're neurodivergent or you're disabled or you're anxious or you're related to people who are neurodivergent, disabled, or anxious, this is for you. So the audience is very broad. As for disability, it can be visible or invisible. And so I'm thinking those who have mobility issues probably also care a lot about researching in depth an establishment before they enter it. And then I have wheelchair users, chronically ill people, neurodivergents, and then anyone who's anxious, which I think most younger people are anxious. So literally anyone, everyone, you and your grandmother. And then, Okay, so here I have a little blurb about how you can help me make this app better. Now, I'm going to jump straight to, before I show you the demo, I'll first explain what features are driving the output you will see. Now, when we go to look up sensory friendly or disabled friendly businesses, what does that look like? While Google Maps has such a thing on the About tab that says like, oh, wheelchair entrance, wheelchair seating, or wheelchair bathroom, those are because they are self-disclosing as being ADA compliant. However, we might argue that it is not so in practice, not for every business. And the other thing is, my philosophy is that just because a business are ADA compliant at a surface level, like, oh, we can get you in the door, that's one thing. But if you get in the door and the inside's not accommodating, it's really not worth for the disabled person to go, because they won't be able to enjoy it. And if anything, it might cause them more trouble, right? So what this app is trying to do is to basically take every business establishment, do the first layer of research for you, and then once you find something that catches your eye, you can do the more in depth. Maybe nowadays, right, someone might have to call the establishment and say, hey, do you have ramps, or do you have, I don't know. I'm speculating what that research process is like. For me, I just look at the street view and I like look at every angle that I can. I look at the reviews, I look at the pictures, and the pictures kind of give me an idea of what the vibe might be like within the establishment. So yeah, the features that are included are, I have these keywords that basically flag whether a business will be sensory friendly or not. And then I also have another list that is checking whether the place is accessible. By accessible, I mean mobility wise. So as you can see here, we have ambience or ambience, autism, booth, cozy, dim, low lighting, peaceful, quiet, and sensory friendly. There are companies, I know especially like in the UK, they have these sensory friendly hours, which they turn the lights down, turn the volume down, and these small windows of time are meant for those who are have sensory sensitivities. But in the US, you might also see some businesses who are specifically targeting like autism families. Like think of like a zoo, like, oh, we have sensory friendly, I don't know, zoo time, or like museum. But most of those that I've seen are all children related, which is great. But autistics grow to become adults. Disabled kids become disabled adults. And so I don't want it just to bring in the zoos and the aquariums and the children's museum. I want adults to also enjoy the public spaces in their community. And so that's kind of the about. Now let's go into the demo. If I refresh the page, and when you come to the app, this is what you're going to see. Okay, so let me first say, the app is not yet public. It's deployed, but it's not public. I will make it public. But when you come to this, it's going to show you this. The sidebar is available, and then you're on the first page called Sensory Find, or Sensory Heaven Find. If you don't need the tab, you click this little arrow, and it'll hide it. So pretend I live in Boston, and I'm trying to figure out something fun to do tonight. So I can type in my city name. I can set the radius. So right now it's at 1,000 meters by default, which is a little less than a mile. If we do 1,600, this will be a mile. So I don't want to eat. I don't want to drink. I don't want to shop. Maybe I want to enjoy nature. So I'm going to click park. So I have several options. Now these are the most common options that came to me because, again, disabled people deserve to be in public. Now, if you believe one of their most frequented places or category of places is not here, feel free to go to the contact tab and let me know. For now, I kind of categorize this by maybe the most time that someone might visit. Like you might visit a restaurant way more often than you visit an aquarium or an airport. So that's kind of how I have this set up. So for now, I'm going to pretend I'm trying to go to a park. I live in Boston and I need to see for 1 mile what parks near me are going to be sensory friendly. So here's how the layout will be. You're going to have the business name, established name, public space name, whatever, and then the address of it, street address, a picture, and then some reviews. And every review is anonymous. So anyways, I don't know. Maybe it's not worth calling that out, but I thought that's kind of nice and respectful. Now, it just has this, but duplicated 10 times, 9 times. There are 10 of these. It will query back 10 most likely sensory friendly places. So if you go all the way down, you will see an interactive app. This will have all these little markers. If it's green smiley face, that means they're sensory friendly. If you see a blue wheelchair, then that means they're sensory friendly and accessible, because it has 2 checks. It checks whether it's sensory friendly, and it also checks whether it's wheelchair accessible. So looks like none of these are wheelchair friendly, but they are potentially sensory friendly. Let's not say that they are, they're just potentially. Let's go for another establishment. Let's say I not only want to go to the park, I also want to go to a cafe. And if you switch to cafe, it'll query back coffee shops, tea shops, anything that's cafe related. So actually I'm going to do a Control F and see if there's any location that has the word cozy either in their review or description. Oh my, a 0 out of 2. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So for this particular establishment, the Well Coffee House, it's on 1 State Street. Someone commented, really cozy space. And so this is an example of how one of my feature keywords, cozy, flagged this particular establishment. Let's see here, cozy. And then if we, oh shoot. All right, fine, we'll stick with restaurant. No, let's go back to cafe. And then the other thing is, you can also see, even though it's one picture, it's not representative of everything, but it does give you at least something to work off of. You can see here, okay, not overly lit, kind of nice. And then you see it's a round table. What that indicates to someone is, okay, it's going to be pods of table instead of like a big old metal table from one end of the wall to the other. So yeah, I think pictures, reviews, and the location kind of help you get an idea of the establishment. So that takes care of the research for you. Instead of brute forcing it with one restaurant at a time, this program is going to just give you 10 that already most likely will fit and accommodate your needs. This one, maybe not, because look at the lights. My goodness. And look at this. Okay, they've got booths. That's why I got flagged. As you can see here, booth is one of my features to flag. So I did a casual research. I've been talking to people who are chronically ill or are a wheelchair user or who work in the medical insurance company. So they work specifically with like senior population or they call it behavioral population, but anyone that has mental illness. And then I've also talked to on Discord and Reddit to neurodivergents to gather like very casual research. I asked them, what are some things that you would describe as an ideal place? So the Discord channel said, well, I prefer booths because it gives the more intimate feel and the more seclusion feel. So yeah, it's like instead of big open space, it's more like little pods of spaces. So yeah. And then if you go through, let's say I like Ogawa coffee. Let's see, cute place. That wouldn't be, just being cute wouldn't flag it. Beautiful interior. Okay, let's hold on. Let me go back to cozy. Oh no, are there no cozy places? Well, let's see. As you see, most of these are related to either the quality of food or perceived quality of food and service, customer service. Not many people are, commenting, oh, this was wheelchair friendly, or oh, this was autistic friendly. So we do kind of have to read between the lines to figure out what might be not such a hellish, sensory hellish place. Okay, yeah. Anyways, let's just pick an establishment. It's saying that these 10 are potentially sensory friendly. Now it's within the 1 mile radius of Boston. It dropped a pin just in the city center. Let's say I live in the city center, and we're gonna choose, I don't know, something like this. Yvonne's. All right. So now what I can do is I can take Yvonne's. Okay. Ooh. Okay, and then now we can see the pictures. Actually, ooh, oh my, that is bright. Okay, maybe we'll go nighttime. Fine. And then you've got your pods of tables. All right, okay. Wow, curious. Okay, this is more the vibe I'm looking for. Dim, romantic feel. Not that I'm trying to find a romantic place, but just kind of dimmer. Okay, this could do. So let's say we settled on this from this list of 10. Now it's reduced amount of time you had to do your research, because now instead of choosing from thousands of establishments, you're saying, let me just pick one of these 10 that caught my eye. Now you can go here, do what I'm doing, look at the pictures, maybe even care about the street view. Maybe if you do public trans too, right? You can see, is this on my train line or my bus line? How easy is it to navigate there? Things like that. Another thing you could do is you can look at the menu. So you can figure out before even going there, is there something edible, something I could eat or process? This part of the sensitivity too is your gastrointestinal. So now we go to, oh, nice vibe. To see that, and then we can also, there's an about tab. So you've got your reviews, which you can read here. Now, the reviews you see on my app is not going to line up 1-for-1 with Google Maps, because I'm not drawing from Google Maps. I'm reaching into Foursquare's database, so it's whatever the people have reviewed on Foursquare. And it's however the businesses have described themselves at Foursquare. And then if you go to about, you can see, okay, they have wheelchair entrance and seating, but not parking. So these are really good things to know about that particular establishment. So, okay, it didn't have a blue marker. So hold on. Let's go to Foursquare. Foursquare? Ooh, find a business. Let's do Yvonne's and let's grab their address. Do Winter Place. Okay, Yvonne's. Hold on. Oops. All right. So there are two. Okay, I think this is the one. So you see the first picture here? This matches with what was extracted on my app. So let's go back and you can see. Right here, this photo matches with, oops, sorry, please. Okay, this one. And then if you look at the reviews, very trendy space. Very trendy space. Atmosphere is rich and strange. I guess it's not the most recent. Maybe it's by popularity. Oh, no, it is by recent. Okay, so hold on, let me do a split screen. It's going to look a lot easier for you. If we come here, very trendy space with excellent food, very trendy space with excellent food. Atmosphere is rich and strange. Atmosphere is rich and strange. One of the coolest restaurants in Boston. One of the coolest restaurants in Boston. So you can see now the reviews are pulling specifically from Foursquare. The photo is the very first photo in Foursquare. And then the address. I mean, every meta information that you see from my app is extracted from Foursquare. Yeah, so that is that. Now, let's say, the app is, the goal is hopefully the app can help save you time in the sussing out of an establishment. Now, if let's say you're not that satisfied with my app, no worries, contact me, let me know. So we're gonna, okay, my gosh. Please don't spam me. Okay, we're gonna put in my name. We're gonna put in an email. I'm actually gonna first show you some bad behavior. Like that, like this. Where I put my name, I don't put a full email in, I leave no message. When you go to submit, it's gonna say all fields are required. By fields, I mean all these little grayish boxes needs to be filled out. So fine, we're gonna say hello. Oh, yeah, hello like that. And then we're gonna say submit. Still, it knows, hey, your email is not a proper email address. You need to fill it out. Gosh, I don't know my own email. Okay, let's do @ It still says, hey, invalid, because you need your username, you need this little, what's this symbol? This little @ sign, and then you need a domain, so it's gmail.com. All right, now if we click submit, it'll say, thank you, your message has been sent. So this would be where, you can give me feedback. Do you feel that I've defined sensory friendly well? Should I refine it? Should I add anything to it? Or you can say, literally anything. Like if you don't like something or you want a feature that's not here yet, just let me know. Let me show you my Gmail. Okay, everyone. You've already seen my email address. So, okay, you can see here it comes in like this. From myself to myself. And then the field where you put in your name will let me know who reached out, and then your email address so I know how to reply to you, and then whatever your comments, concerns, complaints. And then the last thing I'll point out is that this app, as you can see, this color scheme is somewhat of a neutral color tone. Given that it's sensory friendly, it's supposed to be a sensory heaven app, I thought maybe the color shouldn't be so, the color scheme should at least be pleasing to the eyes. It shouldn't be making your eyeballs hurt. The other thing I did was I changed the font to Arial because a dyslexic group in the UK listed out several options for dyslexic friendly fonts. And so yeah, I thought I'd mention these small details. Anyways, I'm going to make this app public. You're free to try it out and let me know if you like it or not. Or more importantly, let me know if I can improve it in some way to make your experience better.